Views and opinions expressed are not necessarily those of the staff or management of the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas podcast.
Well, hello and welcome to another edition of the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas podcast. I'm John Engelman. Thanks for joining us. For those of you watching on YouTube, let me know what you think about the new setup. Thought I'd try it in the kitchen and we'll see if it sticks. This week we're talking to Russell Ingram, co-owner of the very successful Dots Hot Chicken that recently made the change from food truck to brick and mortar. But first, we've hit the time of year where we get some temporary restaurant closures, especially in Fayetteville, before the U of A gets back in session. Shall we walk through them? Yes, we shall. Let's kick it off with Torchy's Tacos. They're going through a remodel and have announced via their front door that they'll be reopening a week from today. That's July 23rd, and they'll be opening their doors in Fayetteville at 10 a.m. I know some folks out there that are probably anxious for that day. The Little Bread Company is taking the week off and will be back open on Monday the 21st. Perfect time to get back and get your ham and Swiss with those caramelized onions. For those missing their Razorback Petitfours, cakes, and cookies, you can now get them as of today, as Rick's Bakery in Fayetteville's back open this morning after a week off for summer break. Keeping it with the bakeries, Baked by Kori on Dixon Street in Fayetteville is taking the week off, but they will be back next Tuesday when they'll be starting their Fayetteville Restaurant Week special. They'll have a 2 for $22.22 special. Check out the Baked by Kori social media spots for more. If you need your Baked by Kori fix in the meantime, their Rogers location is open. Speaking of the Fayetteville Restaurant Week, it's next week, and it's going from Sunday, July 20th to Saturday the 26th. So far, 66 restaurants have signed up to take part. Head to experiencefayetteville.com to see the list and what their Restaurant Week specials are. I went to check on Formosa in Fayetteville as it's looked closed for a bit. There is a note in their window saying, "Important notice to our valued customers. Closed May 31st to July 31st. Underneath that, it says that they'll be closed from May 31st to early August. Thank you for your continued patronage, and we look forward to welcoming you back. We'll keep our ear to the ground on this one. Well, it's been all over the news this week as plans to revive the AQ Chicken House have hit pause. They were originally going to open it by the end of the year, but rising construction and material costs made their plan unfeasible. The planned location was slated for Elm Springs near the Walmart Supercenter, but they'll now also look for a new location. Let's round out food news with a happy anniversary to Rendezvous Junction Brewing Company in Rogers. They're celebrating their 4-year taproom anniversary this Saturday. They'll have special beer releases, limited edition glassware to give away, food trucks, and more. This will go on all day, starting at 11 a.m. Russell Ingram and his wife Sarah moved from Nashville to Fayetteville, where she's originally from. Russell has a chef background and learned hot chicken that they made as a special at a restaurant where he worked in Nashville. He grew to love it and didn't like that he was moving to a place that didn't have it, so he started his own, Dots Hot Chicken, and they hit the ground running. They opted for a food truck first. They bought one that they had to drive back from outside of Houston, and the trip was treacherous. You'll hear that story. Also, who's Dot, and how many awards has her chicken won? Russell will tell us. They recently moved into that brick and mortar restaurant from the food truck, and Russell will talk about that transition and what that allows them to do that they couldn't do in the food truck. And it's all next, right here on the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas. Hey there, I want to tell you guys about a very important event that's coming up. It's called Got You Day. It's an important fundraiser for a nonprofit called Gap Relief. They support and empower community servants as they seek to protect, aid, and offer healing to their communities and those that are vulnerable. Their mission is to engage first responders, military, veterans, clergy, medical professionals, educators, nonprofit leadership, and international workers. Got You Day this year is a Lake Day. It's happening Saturday, August 9th at Beaver Lake from 10 to 3. They'll have a barbecue lunch, fishing tournament, a cardboard boat derby, a cornhole tournament, a cannonball contest, lake and pool swimming, silent auction, and prizes. Go to gaprelief.com to get registered for the day there. Again, it's Saturday, August 9th, a great lake day for kids before they head back to school. Every dollar raised supports Gap Relief's mission of helping the helpers build resilient communities. Again, register at gaprelief.com.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. Innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. They're skilled experts, discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, leading by example. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org.
Hey, welcome back. We are at Dot's Hot Chicken here in Fayetteville, the once very popular food truck, now very much a very popular restaurant. We're talking with co-owner Russell Ingram. Russell, thanks for your time. How are you?
Good.
Good. Well, I'm happy to finally have you, and I appreciate your time. You're doing this on a Sunday, which is playtime with the kiddos, so thank you for your time. Thank you for your sacrificing for this.
Yeah, of course.
Now, you co-own Dots with your wife, Sarah, and I'm curious, how did you guys come up with the name Dot?
A long time ago, one of her friends came up with the nickname Dot for her.
Oh.
So it was basically her nickname, and we just flipped it over into the restaurant name.
Okay, great. So you knew that was what it was going to be the whole way?
Yeah, I started planning it while we were in Nashville before moving here.
Okay. Kind of along those same lines there. You guys both came from Nashville to Fayetteville in 2017. Tell me about the move. Why were you coming to Fayetteville?
I grew up outside and in Nashville, and so I had been there majority of my life, and that's where we had met. She went there for college, and her family lives in Fayetteville, and she's from Fayetteville, so eventually we decided to make a change and came back here.
All right. Yeah, I can see when the especially in my house, if the wife makes the decision, off you go. I know that route. I know it real well. Tell me a little bit about your original trade or career, because I know you kind of got into the kitchen part late.
I got stuck in retail.
Okay.
And I hated it.
Sure.
I mean, I didn't get into a kitchen despite trying until I think I was 30, and I got in at Cascades at Opryland Hotel in Nashville, and I jumped in there and I excelled at it.
Nice.
Within 6 months, my chefs were so impressed by my palate and my work ethic that they just told me to do whatever I wanted. They started ordering me unique ingredients that I had never worked with before,
nice.
And they were like, just have fun. And I think it was within 6 to 8 months of being there, I would just start trying things out on lunch break. And one day they came up to me and they're like, "That's really good. You better start prepping it because that's our dinner special tonight."
Nice. Well, that's great. A supportive place makes all the difference for sure.
It really does.
So, what got you into that place specifically? I know you said you had been trying. Was there any sort of? Did you start at dishes, or how did you get to where they could be able to tell what you could do?
I had restaurant jobs.
Okay.
I worked at a little cafe in Nashville, but there wasn't any cooking involved. We were just basically plating, and I had done some baking at Panera and worked on their line, but again, it wasn't. Yeah. There was nothing real detailed about it.
Sure.
And I had a buddy who started a German food truck, and
yum.
I love German food. German was my major in college, is just German.
Yeah.
So I helped him on his food truck a little bit, and I needed some extra money, and so I was like, well, I'll start searching for jobs, and I was just putting out applications and resumes wherever I could. And Opryland contacted me, and they're like, "Okay, we got a position for you." So I went, interviewed, and got into the kitchen.
That's great. Very cool. And once you got there, you started excelling. When was it when you figured out this place has been great, but maybe I outgrew it by then?
I was really researching Michelin star restaurants at that time. I was buying all the big books, and learning from those and taking those applications to the restaurant. And we would do such high volume there, I wanted to scale it back. And so I went to Atlanta and did a stage at the Spence, which is a Richard Blais restaurant.
Okay.
Or it used to be. I don't know if it's still there or not. But
Yeah.
I went and did a stage there and came back, and I was like, I want to go to a smaller restaurant, which I had done a stage at another local restaurant in Nashville. And so I went and worked there, and I was probably there about 6 months or so, just learning more, and went from about 400 covers a night volume to 175 to 200 a night, but it was a lot different. It was harder because everything was more intricate, everything was more detailed. The plating was more detailed. Not that things were nice at Opryland, it was just we had to be set up for higher volumes.
Yeah, of course.
So I scaled it back and tried to do more fine dining.
So tell me more about the stage, that first stage in Atlanta, and getting over there, because you're kind of just going by yourself. You're kind of going on, I don't want to say a whim, but it will get you to the next step. So tell me about making that jump to Atlanta, and how long were you there for the stage?
It was actually a really short stage.
Okay.
It was only a few days, but I was just sending out emails to restaurants all over, trying to find a place that would let me do it. And finally, the head chef down in Atlanta, he wrote me back and he's like, yeah, of course, come on.
Nice.
So I go down there, and I think in 2 days I put in about 25 hours.
Wow.
And I kept wanting to stay, and they're like, no, you can go home, you're not getting paid. And I was like, but I want to stay and help you guys finish up and everything. And so the first night of service, I was helping doing prep and everything, and Richard Blais came out and introduced himself, and he's like, all right, cool, nice to meet you. And then the second night I went in, and he came back in. He's like, well, I guess you like it here, so do you want a job? I was like, well, I guess I wish I could move to Atlanta.
Right.
But it wasn't possible at the moment.
Right.
So having that experience, even though it was a short experience, it was just like a huge impact on me.
So you cloud-nined it back home after that. Tell me where you were next.
I went to Silo, which was where I scaled down from Opryland.
Okay.
And soon after that, became a lead on the line, and I could run every station.
Nice.
And then after that, I went to be chef de cuisine of a French restaurant.
Nice.
Which didn't last so long, but it's fine.
Yeah. No, it's great, but it's a great great experience for sure.
Mm-hmm. And then I left there to work at 312 Pizza.
Okay.
Which was, they did a lot of organic, from scratch, Chicago-style pizza.
Yum.
And I had a friend that was the head chef there, so I was the sous chef over there and helped them get that started up and going on. And after being there about a year, I decided I wanted to go back towards fine dining. So I worked jobs here and there. And then that's when my relationship with my wife started. So I was like, I love working in restaurants, but I also want a life.
Sure.
And I didn't want my love for cooking to destroy other parts of my life, because I have seen it destroyed.
Absolutely.
I've had friends die because of it.
Oh my gosh.
It can be a pretty tough industry.
It can dominate your life.
Yeah, I was trying to make sure that I didn't let myself get to that point too. Mm-hmm. And then I ended up at Puckett's Barbecue, which is a real famous barbecue in Nashville.
Okay.
And the last job I had, partly because of the schedule.
Yeah.
I was at a place similar to Butterfield, a huge retirement community.
Okay.
And it was a coincidence that the chef, I worked with him at Opryland.
Okay.
like years before.
So you know.
So he saw that on my resume, and he was like, "Come on, I know you're going to have something to add to what we have here." And,
Heck yeah.
so I did that until we finally moved up here, and I tested out my recipes on everyone at that restaurant. So.
Okay. All right. So why hot chicken?
Oh, well, we were eating hot chicken basically every week.
Okay.
I mean, we loved eating hot chicken at various places, and when we were planning on moving here, I was doing research and looking for restaurants for jobs partly.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no hot chicken restaurants there. So that's when I started working on my own recipes and testing them out on my friends and coworkers. And I was like, well, I think that's what I want to do is make some hot chicken because it's not here. I was like, well, somebody's got to put it there.
That's right. That's right. So you got good responses basically from your friends. Awesome. So you can handle big heat.
I feel like I can handle a good amount.
Okay, good. Because as we were discussing earlier, and I think people that watch and listen regularly, they know I am a wimp. I am a heat wimp. I am a fraudulent native Texan because I can't handle heat, and I just can't. I wish I could. It's one of the things I wish I could do. I just can't handle heat for some reason. So talk to me about opening a food truck. When did you get the idea? When did your wife and you say, okay, let's do it?
It actually wasn't a food truck concept.
Okay.
When I was doing everything and planning, it was a restaurant concept that I was planning on doing later on at some point. But when I moved into town, I couldn't find a job.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't anything at the level that I wanted to do, just position-wise or whatever. And I had bought the yacht club on college.
Yeah.
So it kind of just happened to fall in my lap that when I bought the yacht club that I ended up doing the food truck as well at the same time.
Okay, so I didn't know that you had the yacht club. What? How did you get that?
The owner was friends of the family.
Okay.
And she had moved out of state.
I see.
So she had built it up. I bought it after she had started it, 4 years after she had started it.
Okay.
And it had transitioned from all yacht airstreams, which is why it was called the yacht club.
I see. Yeah.
Into more of a food truck court.
Sure.
And that's when I took it over. And so she was out of town, and she was like, I guess I would sell it to the right person.
Right.
And I just ended up being the right person.
There you go. Well, good. So that falls into place for you, and you decide, well, looks like there's an opening at the yacht club, and I want to do chicken. Tell me about that step. Or hot chicken. I'm so sorry.
I was looking at food trucks and kind of the process it would take to get something already done, change everything out. But then I found a company in Texas that could just do a custom build for you.
Nice.
And I ended up buying a truck, and they had it shipped out to their little place that they built them out. So a few months later, they had it ready. I flew down to Texas, stayed at my uncle's because he lives about an hour from Houston.
Okay.
And drove the truck back, which was one of the most terrifying experiences I ever had in my life.
So you're not used to big trucks, is what you're saying.
Well, it was big, and the alignment was off.
Oh, no.
And so if you got over 55 miles an hour, the steering wheel just shook really bad.
Oh, no. You needed a massage when you got
So
back.
try driving that through Dallas
No.
during rush hour.
No. I'm from Dallas, and I can tell you that's not a good proposition. Oh my gosh. So you get here, you get it set up. You're in the yacht club, and you guys started gaining some fame fairly quickly, as I recall. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it was kind of nice that a lot of people were excited to have something spicier in town that wasn't Indian food. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Indian food.
Sure,
but,
no, of course.
But when I originally started, I had different spice levels, or I had to change them because I wanted to do hot chicken, so I stuck to that theme.
Yeah.
And I think I made a lot of people upset because it was all hot.
Oh and
and like my mild one was hot, And I thought it was great because I was doing hot chicken.
Yeah.
And
That is
the
great.
whole
That's
concept.
the idea. Yeah.
But it kind of started turning some people off because they were like, well, we want fried chicken, but
Yeah.
we don't want, everyone doesn't want their mouth burned off.
Sure.
And so I had to change recipes and manipulate it a little bit. So I created the mild, which has no heat at all.
Okay.
So that's where that came from.
Okay.
And I originally also put the spice mix in the buttermilk that it marinates in. So like it was just baseline hot.
Oh, you didn't have a choice. You're like, no, sorry, this is what we got.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So a lot of people, when they have food trucks, they use it as an incubator to eventually prove their concept. But you already had your concept, and you were already proving it pretty much out of the gates. And you guys won an award pretty early on. It was you were one of the top 8 Nashville hot chicken spots in the South by Taste of the South magazine. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that one caught me by surprise.
Yeah.
I just got an email or a call one day, and they're like, "Oh, can we use some photos for this article that's being written?" They didn't tell me what it was about. They
Yeah.
didn't tell me what magazine it was in, like if it was local, national, regional. And so I was like, "Yeah, sure," and sent them some pictures, and eventually they sent some sample magazines, a couple of them for me to keep in the mail. And I opened it up and I was like, Taste of the South magazine. I'm like, that's a pretty big one, isn't it? And I looked it up. I was like, oh, it's like on our magazine shelves in grocery stores here. And it's Southern, but I mean, it's a good size regional magazine. I was like, well, my tiny food truck out of the entire South got listed in there. But it was kind of strange that the reason I got listed was because of the salads.
The salads?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because my salads have gained popularity over the years.
Okay.
I change them up constantly. I could change it like 3 times a week
Sure.
if I want to.
I get it.
And so that's somehow someone associated with the magazine was like, this guy has good salads with hot chicken on it. Let's put him in the magazine.
Perfect. Awesome.
So, well, I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely, right? That was great. Did you get a lot more salad orders after that?
We do. We get a pretty good amount.
Okay.
Always, anyway.
Regardless?
Yeah.
Hard to tell there. Well, and then top 5 best food trucks in Northwest Arkansas by Cityscapes from 2017 to 23, basically every year that you had the food truck.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
That one, sometimes I kind of expected it, but
Sure.
just because it was so consistent.
Yeah.
But I mean, it still feels good when
Yeah.
you get recognized that year after year that it's people are still finding you. People are still kind of looking out for different things,
Sure.
and you're getting recognized for it. So I mean, it still feels good.
That's great. That's great. And let's see, 2023 comes around. It's about time to get a brick and mortar.
Yeah.
First off, do you still have the truck or did you sell it?
I sold it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. There's no reason, unless you're going to like do some catering somewhere, which that's hard enough to do.
Yeah.
Tell me about finding this spot.
Well, I actually tried to get in a brick and mortar multiple times over the last probably 4 years, and it just one thing or another happened, and it didn't work out, which kind of works out in the end anyway. But so I had made several efforts, and eventually I was wanting to do it, and I was kind of like, well, I don't know where to go, what to do. I had kept my eye out for different places. I had looked at different places, but something always held back.
Okay.
And so I just never pursued them, even though it could have been a possible good location.
Okay.
And I've got a realtor friend that's been helping us with house sales and stuff. And
Okay.
she texted me one day and was like, hey, have you seen this listing? And it popped up, and I was like, yeah, a little unsure about it.
Okay.
Like, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I'll think about it. And so went back to her and I was like, I want to look at it just to see.
Just to check it out.
Yeah. And I was like, well, I like the location because there's nothing else around, which is kind of one of those double-edged sword locations.
Sure.
But I thought it was an interesting location. I knew that it had been built up and it was a nice spot.
Sure.
So we took a look at it and started looking at ways to purchase it. And so we eventually put an offer in, and here I am.
There you go. How was the transition from food truck to brick and mortar?
Well, I thought it was funny at the end of December, because we closed on the building on the 28th to 30th or so. So I thought it'd be funny to play a joke on all my longtime customers and followers.
Oh, great.
We're just closing the food truck
wonderful.
On a certain date for good.
Oh, you got nailed, didn't you?
And so we had people come out. We're like, oh, we're so sad you're closing the food truck. And I was going to drag this out for like a good week before I made an announcement that I was moving into the brick and mortar. But we just had so many people coming up. Like, some were legit upset. Some were legit mad.
Jeez. You marketing genius, you.
So I couldn't hold it any longer. And I think it was like 1 or 2 days later, I finally was like, well, we're moving into a brick and mortar. And that's why we're closing.
I bet you got some reactions after that from people like, why didn't you tell me that?
Yeah.
Brutal. That's hilarious. Well, you switch over here. Tell me about getting this place built out and ready to roll.
Oh, well, like I said, it was already a good space.
Okay.
So I didn't really have to do all that much to it. I painted some walls, got my logo in, switched out a little bit of the equipment to suit what we're doing. And that was pretty much it. There wasn't a whole lot that needed to be done to it because they kept it up pretty well.
Nice.
For the years that they were here. So I was really grateful for that. And we actually had everything flipped and ready to go within a month.
Oh, wow. That is quick.
But I couldn't open because I was waiting on permits.
That is never quick.
Yeah.
It's great. Well, once you do get open and get going, what was that grand opening like?
It was really encouraging. Okay. Also challenging because trying to at the food truck, it was just me and and Quentin. He's been helping me out for over 2 years now.
Okay.
So it had just been the two of us for so long, and now here we are in a restaurant where we got to hire more people.
Oh gosh, there's that process.
Different skill levels, trying to have them ready to open, but not do it so early that I'm just like throwing money out.
I know.
Unnecessarily.
Sure.
And we were trying to open, and then we got the winter storm that shut everything down for a week.
Oh no.
But it ended up all working out and being fine, but it's still going from 2 people to a small team of people and trying to keep the same standards and not understanding or knowing how much pressure they can handle in the kitchen. And so we had a couple of soft opening nights with just people I invited and friends and family, customers that had been with me since like the first few months of the food truck.
Nice.
And it was pretty good. It was a nice...
It was a good stress test.
It was a nice way to break it in, but then for the first month and a half or so, we would have lines out the door, and which it was great, but also if it's not me doing it, doing the cooking and knowing how much pressure I can handle in the kitchen, and then you've got all these new employees that it's harder for them to handle quite as much, trying to keep them calm, keep the standards up, and especially being a new restaurant or a new location, people hear about it, and so they want to go try it out. And it's challenging because there's like a line out the door, brand new employees, and they're there to judge you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's right. That's 2 + 2 = you living here.
yeah.
That's what that is, right?
But yeah, I try to balance everything out so I don't
Yeah.
have to be here 16 hours a day. But
Sure. And that was almost 2 years ago now?
in here,
Yeah.
it was like 2 months ago.
Oh, in here?
We opened up, like March.
For some reason, I thought it was March of the previous year. Oh, I was wrong. Totally wrong. Well, good. Well, I'm glad it's going well, and the lines are out the door. That's great. And then you get, I guess this was still in the food truck then, Best in the State of Arkansas by Business Insider in 2024 for Nashville Hot Chicken. That's huge.
Yeah, it was actually a Yelp thing.
Okay.
But I don't like Yelp. So
Well, it got you an award, didn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I accept that.
Sure.
But Business Insider shared it, so I thought that was a huge thing. Where if Yelp, for whatever reason, however they calculated this whole thing, like I'm still grateful for the award and being recognized for it. But with Business Insider and the size of Business Insider
It's a lot of scale.
putting that out,
Yeah.
I was kind of blown away, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, man, it's huge. It really is huge. Well, you want to get to the chicken and talk food?
Sure.
All right, we got that. We got the Mike Engelman Home Pro Tip of the Week, and all of that is coming up next right here on the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas.
Connect with us at Flavors of Northwest Arkansas on Facebook and Instagram, or by email at flavorsofnwa@gmail.com.
Alrighty, it's time for the Mike Engelman Home Pro Tip of the Week, and for that, we are going to Russell. Sir, what is your tip?
One thing I like to do at home that's super easy, go to Whole Foods, get some of the pre-made gnocchi.
There you go.
It takes 4 minutes to cook. A jar of pre-made pesto. Cook the gnocchi, toss in some pesto sauce, top it with some sun-dried tomatoes and Parmesan.
That does sound good. That is a quick turn. I love that. Perfect. We'll be right back.
Your story doesn't have to end. As an organ donor, the good in you can live on. In fact, you can save up to 8 lives through organ donation. Sign up to give the gift of life after you're gone. You'll be happy you did. Just maybe, someone else will too. Sign up online today as an organ, eye, and tissue donor at organdonor.gov. It saves lives.
In the U.S., as of May this year, there are over 105,000 individuals on the organ transplant waiting list, with kidneys being the most needed organ. The need there is about 90% or so. While the demand's high, there have been improvements in transplantation rates, particularly for lungs and livers. More than 48,000 organ transplants were performed in the U.S. last year. That's a 3.3% increase from 2023. That's great, but the number of people on the list is up 2,000 year over year. If you're not signed up, please be an organ donor. You can go to organdonor.gov. You've heard me mention it on here before. Just get signed up there. It takes 5 minutes. You can also do it through the health app on your iPhone. You can get signed up that way. And of course, the old school way through your DMV or Department of Finance here in Arkansas. Get signed up that way as well. Either way, it doesn't matter how you do it. It just matters that you do it. Organdonor.gov is the quickest way. Thank you so much. And we are back with Russell Ingram here at the very popular Dots Hot Chicken in Fayetteville. Let's talk chicken. You ready?
Yeah.
We're going to talk chicken. How did you learn to make hot chicken?
When I was at Silo in
Okay.
Nashville, my chef was obsessed with hot chicken.
Yeah.
And so my hot chicken sauce recipe is kind of my version of what I learned from him
Okay.
at that restaurant. And it was a seasonal menu item.
Okay.
And so we would have it on the menu for however many months. And It was pretty entertaining because we would have people come up to the bar and they would challenge us, which sometimes is not the best thing to do.
No.
Challenge some chefs in a kitchen.
No.
So we would get the portion that we would put on top of the chicken and put it in a blender and throw about a handful more peppers in it and send it out. So they're at the bar like crying and sweating. Like, oh, this is so good. Obviously in a lot of pain.
Yeah, of course. With no milk around or anything like that to quell it, you just gotta, they're making it worse by drinking water.
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. Sustainability, by the way, is big for you guys here. Tell me a little bit about that.
With the restaurants I worked in Nashville, it was something that I picked up over the years that was really important to me, that taking care of the ingredients, using them properly and just respecting them, and even using all the compostable stuff. I wanted to, since I was in a food truck, I wanted to kind of expand on that as much as I possibly could. And so I was lucky enough to get Crystal Lakes Farms chicken when I first started.
Nice.
And then they shut down. So I had distribution through Benny Keith, and I was using other products, and then I was kind of going back and forth with chickens. And then I think in 4 years, I had gone through 6 different brands of chicken.
Oh, wow.
Because they couldn't keep it in or kept changing it for one reason or another. And then Cook's Venture opened up, and so I used them for a long time until they just shut down too. And that was the end of 2023, I believe. So chicken is a really important one because with respect of the chickens and how they're raised, anytime I change a product, I research the company. I find out who it is, what farms they are.
Sure.
I try to find out how they raise them, and it's really challenging.
Yeah.
And so right now I'm kind of in trying to find better product.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of in a transition of trying to figure out where I can get a better product. I'm always searching for a better product.
Sure.
I've even been throwing out the idea of how can I find and produce my own
Oh, wow.
to supply the restaurant, which would be amazing.
Yeah.
In that way I knew exactly how they're treated, where it came from, the quality of it, like every step of the way.
Sure.
So that's always in the back of my brain, trying to figure out how to do that. And so with the other environmental stuff, trying to reduce the landfill waste.
Sure.
A couple of weeks ago, the city sent me the numbers where they said so far this year we've diverted 6 tons of landfill waste.
Okay.
And that'll drop 5 tons of greenhouse gases.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And that's just this year from being in here, and that's not including all the recycling that we do.
Good for you.
So trying to keep that going and
Sure.
just reduce as much as possible and divert it from the landfills. And a big bonus with all that compost is the city processes it, and they can send it out, sell it,
Sure.
Which helps make things grow in the city. So
Absolutely.
it's kind of like a full circle.
Absolutely. I totally get it. I understand. We've got to talk about the heat levels that you currently have. You've got the mild, which you talked about briefly, which is nothing, basically. And you go from mild to hot to X-hot to true believer to the cry of mankind.
Yeah.
First off, how do you distinguish between all these levels?
The hot, it's pretty basic. It's just the breading.
Okay.
And I really made that recipe so that it's there.
Okay.
And you'll know it's there, but unless you just can't handle heat, period, it's not going to like burn you up and really turn you off on it. But it does some people, but it's not designed to be that way.
I would have to try it, but I think that would probably be the absolute apex of what I could handle, you know?
So each one kind of builds. The extra hot, we'll take the hot and we'll put the dry rub on it. So that one's just dry.
Oh.
And it really builds up the heat a little bit. That's what kind of where the real spice starts.
Okay.
Which to me it's not that bad, but some people it's pretty brutal at that level. But
I'd be calling an ambulance, I'm afraid.
and then the True Believer, which funny reason it got its name was I had a customer come up, and it was before I had changed all my recipes or manipulated them to make them mild. And I had a customer come up. He was just really angry and just got online and just went on there and just ripped me on there.
Oh, wow.
And so he's like, oh, this isn't how they do it in Nashville. And then 2 weeks later, he revised his thing. He's like, oh, after a couple of weeks of research, I was like, there's lots of hot chicken places in Nashville, and they have different ways of doing it. Some have dry, some have sauces, some. So after that, that's kind of where True Believer came from.
Because you made him a true believer.
I guess so, but it was kind of silly. But so I made the True Believer is with the hot chicken sauce on it. So it's got a pretty good punch. It's got a lot of habanero in it. And
no thanks.
We had to beef up the size of the batch for here because we go through so much of it. But
Really?
yeah, I think the batch we make now, it's got about 1.5 pounds of habanero in it.
Gosh. Is that probably the most popular one, the True Believer?
No. At the food truck,
Yeah.
it was a lot of people seem scared to go above extra hot. But here, especially over the last couple of months, the higher levels have really picked up in popularity.
No kidding.
Which I'm really grateful for it because
Sure.
it just means there's a lot of other people in town that love hot food. So.
There you go. There you go. That's great. That's great. And the Cry of Mankind. Good Lord.
Yeah, that one is similar to the regular hot chicken sauce, but I added some ghost pepper in it and changed the quantities of the spices and stuff. But that one, when I made it, I was like, I need a good name for it. And I was listening to my friend's band, and they have a song called The Cry of Mankind.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm like, oh, that'd be pretty good. So
Kind of nailed it probably, right?
yeah, and I texted him, and I was like, hey, can I use your song title for this? He's like, oh, yeah, that's brilliant. Do it.
Oh, my gosh. Can you handle it?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
It doesn't do anything to me now, but
Well, I'm sure you've probably built up to where
Yeah.
your eyes probably don't even water at this point. So I'm assuming you don't have to do a waiver for Cry of Mankind for people that come up and try it.
no, it's not that bad.
Okay,
I mean,
all right.
I have definitely seen people cry over it, and their faces turn red, but it's entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
But it's not waiver worthy.
These are not people that rub their eyes with their spicy fingers, do they? Have you seen that?
I have not.
Okay, good. Good. You occasionally worry about that. You, by the way, speaking of sauce and heat, you're coming out with your own hot sauce. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I want to expand and not just do Nashville hot chicken.
Yeah.
I just want to make hot chicken.
It's great, yeah.
In whatever way I feel like it. So recently I was messing around and came up with a traditional style hot sauce, vinegar based, and I really liked the way it came out.
Yeah.
Tested it a few times, and I went to the American Heart Association event, and I was like, well, I'm going to take this and just see what happens.
Yeah.
And a great number of people wanted to try it, even though they would tell me they couldn't handle spice. And I got overwhelming amount of good response from it.
Nice.
Like the heat and the flavor of it. So I started contacting co-packers to see what it would take to get it bottled. and it is now in the process of getting packed, and I should have some for retail by the end of the month.
That is awesome. And you've already started contacting folks around here, so folks, keep your eyes out in about, what, a month or so?
Yeah, should have it here by the end of the month, and when I get back from Denmark, I hope to have the web store up and selling it here at Dots.
Speaking of Denmark, that's an interesting story. I know you're taking something up there with you as well, but you've got kind of a special opportunity in Denmark.
Yeah, I was joined the Noma Taste Buds subscription thing so I could test their products out for them and give my feedback for it.
So for those that don't know, explain what Noma is.
Noma is one of the top restaurants in the world that focuses on foraging and utilizing as much of the animal as possible, so the menu can get a bit strange, but it's intriguing and fun.
Absolutely. Okay, so you're making your way there.
Yeah, I got a reservation, and I contacted them, just had an inspiration and thought I'd see what they would think about me taking my new hot sauce over there and giving it to the chefs and let them try it out. So crossing my fingers that
That's
all
great.
the chefs at Noma will be tasting my little restaurant's food.
That's great, man. That is so great. Congratulations. We'll have to come back with an update of how the response went. Would love to.
Yeah.
That would be great. That would be great. So you're also, I think, using a little bit for Restaurant Week coming up. Fayetteville Restaurant Week. Tell me about that.
Yeah, Restaurant Week starts the 20th.
Through the 26th. Yeah.
And I'm bringing back the Flight of the Chicken. We did that last year, and it went over pretty well.
Awesome.
So the difference this year is we're cutting off the mild. It's not included in it, so it starts at the hot, and then we'll do the hot, extra hot, True Believer, Cry Mankind, and then we're going to add another one with the new hot sauce on it,
Nice.
which is called a Rippin' Reaper.
Oh, dear God. Oh, it's crazy. That's awesome. So let's get into the menu a little bit. First things first, you cook fresh, like after the order. Tell me about that.
Yeah, kind of goes back to the way I learned to cook at other restaurants. And when I wanted to do a fried chicken place, I didn't like chicken that just was either sandbagged or just sat under a heat lamp for who knows how long.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure that everything came out as fresh as possible. So we don't cook anything, we don't cook any chicken until order comes in, and we make everything from scratch. So we try to keep it as fresh as possible, do small batches of things, so we're always making.
And you've got the bone-in, the tenders, the sandwiches, and let's just start there with the bone-in. Breast, thigh, half chicken. Did I remember that right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
That was something I tried in the food truck.
Yeah.
But no one wanted to wait for it because we cooked it to order.
Right.
And so I was like, well, this is the perfect opportunity to start doing that.
Nice.
And so we get whole birds in. So we butcher the birds here.
Okay.
Small quantities again. And so all hand butchered by us
Nice.
a couple times a week.
Okay.
And the way I do it is, I think, was for what we have here, is probably the best way I could have done it. And I think every time I tested it, I thought it came out really good.
Okay, good. Well, that's good. That's good. And of course, tenders. I'm sure that would probably be. Is that the most popular? I'm assuming.
Yeah, we used tenders for the sandwiches and everything too.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But recently we started to get breasts in for the sandwiches.
Oh, good.
And it was something that was in the back of my brain years ago too, but with the size of the food truck, we couldn't fit it all in there and worry about not selling it and wasting it.
Yeah.
So now we're to a point where we can utilize it. So we get fresh chicken breasts in, and we pound them out real thin, and so we use those for the sandwiches.
Nice, very nice. And you mentioned it before, the salads. Tell me about the current iterations of the very famous salads.
Well, we put some sort of, there's all the same basic elements, we just changed those elements. So
Gotcha.
we always have the organic spring mix, and then we'll have a nutter seed. I think right now we have smoked almonds.
Ooh,
We always have White River Creamery feta cheese.
nice.
The veg will change up all the time. I think right now it's pan roasted, lemon zested Brussels sprouts.
Yum.
And then whatever chicken, we'll chop it up and put it on there. And also with the chicken, we were doing pan roasted chicken, but it was hard getting the consistency right the way we were doing it. So now we're doing whole roasted birds.
Okay.
And then we shred it by hand, and then we'll just top it on there.
Nice. That makes sense. Fried potatoes. I mentioned this to you beforehand. I love the way you do these because I love doing them this way. I don't nearly enough, and I should. But it's the smaller potatoes, and it's the boiling and poaching them, and then smashing them and frying them. Love it. Love it. I think my wife loves it more than I do, but I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, it's probably our most popular side.
I'm sure.
But yeah, the trick is getting the creamy potatoes and slow poaching them so that you have a nice even cook all the way through.
Okay.
And that way when you smash and throw them into the fryer, all that starch and skin on the outside of it will really crisp up.
Yeah. Oh, that's the best. And then the bacon and blue potato salad looked very good with some, what was that, Bansley bacon? Mm-hmm. Did I have that right?
Yeah, I've been using Sean's bacon for years now.
Nice.
I love it. It's some of the best bacon I've ever had. If you fry it in a pan, the fat comes out crystal clear.
Oh, man.
It's amazing.
That's great.
But the bacon and blue kind of goes back to my friend Larry at Silo again. Kind of inspired off of a potato salad we did there.
Nice. And then you got the braised greens, collard braised greens with smoked kappa ends, which is a pork shoulder part, right?
Yeah, that also comes from Sean.
Yeah.
At Bansley's, and I've talked to Bassett Farms, and they're going to start growing me a really nice spicy mustard green.
Ooh.
Because I actually like mustard greens better than collards.
Yeah.
So they're in the process of growing me some really nice spicy mustard greens. We'll
Heck yeah.
switch over to.
Very cool. Well, good, man. Well, thanks for your time today.
Yeah, of course.
Very much. Tell folks where you can be found, both in person and online.
The website is dotshotchickenfayetteville.com, and then we're at 2229 East Huntsville Road on the south side of Fayetteville.
Perfect. Thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You can find us, Flavors of Northwest Arkansas, on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And please tip your servers. We will see you guys next week. Make it a great week. Bye-bye.